Yer! Welcome to KBM Sports Talks. I'm Kevin. And today we have another prediction video. And today we start the American League. We have the American League Central today. The American League East I will be doing last. That will come out last today. And the video after this will be the American League West. And in the American League Central, we have the White Sox, we have the Royals, we have the Indians, we have the Tigers, and we have the Twins in this division. I hope you guys are ready. Let's get into it. I have finishing 5th in the American League Central is the Detroit Tigers. I had the Detroit Tigers finishing 5th because I still think they're rebuilding and they're very young. They don't have as much experience as most teams, and they're still filling in the holes. Yes, they still have Miguel Cabrera, and they have Jonathan Schoop, but it's not enough to compete. And I do know that they have Jacoby Jones still. He's kind of young, but he's kind of old. He's a veteran. He helps them, but it's not enough to compete yet. They are still rebuilding. They are going to be a team in the future because their pitching staff is very young. They have Skubal, Casey Miz. They both struggled last year, but they are rookies. They're going to build off of that. And once they get used to it, they will be a great tandem, and it will be a great pair that the Detroit Tigers have as pitchers because they're still very young. They also have, for batting, they have Willie Castro, their shortstop. He is 23 years old. He is going to be the future. And someone else to watch out for that nobody really knows about is a center fielder named Akil Abadu. He has rised up the Tigers minor leagues throughout the years. He will be someone to watch. He may not get a lot of playing time this year, but he may. He's just someone to watch out for. He's very young. He's 22 years old, and he's been in the minor league. He's been in the minor league since 2016. So he's been in the minor leagues for a long time, and he knows how it is. But he's only 22. So he's going to be someone that they can use in center field sooner or later when Jacoby Jones, if they want to take Jacoby Jones out, they have him. That would be a great thing for him because it will help him, and especially because you have great young players around him too. It's a very young team. They will be in the future probably a power. But for right now, they're going to finish last again. So, finishing 4th in the American League Central, I have the Cleveland Indians. I know this may come a surprise for most people because most people have them finishing 3rd, but I don't. I don't see them finishing 3rd because they're still very, very young. And they did get rid of their best player. I know they still have Jose Ramirez, but you got rid of Francisco Lindor. You did get a lot of good prospects back, but now it's time for those prospects to develop. And with Francona as your head coach, that's going to be amazing because he's going to help build them. And we all know what he can do with prospects. He does great with development. They just need time. And I think this year that they're going to sit back, get their young players minutes, innings, and go from there. Because their shortstop, Jimenez, is 23 years old. Their first baseman, Yu Chang, is 26. And there's a lot more that are very young. And their pitching staff is probably the youngest out of every team. Their oldest player is 26 years old, and there's 3 players that are that young for their starters. They have Shane Bieber, 26. Zach Plesac, 26. Aaron Civicol, 26. And then they have Tristan McKenzie, who is 24. And they have Cal Quintal, who's 26. And then in their bullpen, they have Logan Allen, who is 21 years old. Their whole even in their bullpen, they're young like that. They are going to be just like the Tigers, a team of the future. And especially with Francona as their coach, they will be in the talks in the next couple years. If that, maybe next year they'll be in the talks. Maybe they'll win this division next year. But for right now, I think they're still rebuilding, and it's just the process. Finishing third in the American League Central is the Kansas City Royals. I know this is probably, just like I said about the Indians, a surprise, because most people have them finishing fourth, but I have them finishing third because they have a great offense. The only problem is that their pitching is a little lackluster, but they are young for pitching. They are a mixture of young and old. They have two young future stars, which is Brad Keller and Brady Singer, for pitching. 25 and 24 years old. They're taking their lumps. They're going to probably come out and be pretty good this year. But they're still going to have to build just like normal. And they have great veterans around them to help them grow and learn. They have Mike Minor, Danny Duffy. Those are two, not the best pitchers, but great veterans to help them grow and succeed in this league. And then with their lineup, where do I get started? They have a pretty underrated lineup. They have Andrew Benintendi, left field. They have Carlos Santana. They signed him in free agency, which is their first baseman. They still have Salvador Perez as their catcher, and they still have Hunter Dozier. They signed Hanser Alberto from the Orioles, second baseman. He had a pretty decent year last year. He's not the starter as of right now, but his bat could help them a lot. He could turn into their DH. They do have some very young guys. They have a rookie starting in right field, Kyle Isbal. I can't say his name right. He's probably the luckiest rookie in the league because of what he has around him. He has Andrew Benintendi in left. In center field, he has Michael Taylor. Those are two great veterans. And Andrew Benintendi is still young, but Andrew Benintendi's bat has struggled the last 2 years. If he can get that back, he will probably be one of the worst mistakes the Red Sox have made, but it's business, and it's a league. You have to be able to hit. Ask Jackie Bradley. He's the same way. He has the greatest glove, but you need to be able to produce on both sides. But Kyle Isbal is going to be someone to watch out for. He may win Rookie of the Year because of what he has around him for veterans, and he's very young. Now to the top two in this division. Who I have finishing second in the American League Central is the Minnesota Twins. I have them finishing second because I don't think they have enough pitching. Their pitching is kind of old. Yes, I know Maeda isn't old, but he is. But then they have J.A. Happ. They have Michael Pineda. They're in their 30s. They're out of their primes. Maeda, he did pretty good, but I don't know if he's going to do the same he did last year as this year. That's the only problem there is their starters. They're old. And same with their bullpen. It's not very young. They need to bring up some prospects or go get some prospects, trade something to get prospects. A little bit of prospects, not like just get some prospects or something. Get some young guys in there so they get experience throughout the year. They still have Nelson Cruz, which is going to be their DH probably. He's going to be a home run hitter again, more than likely. He's always been. Then they have Max Kepler, a very young right fielder. They have Miguel Sano still. And they have Josh Donaldson. They are young, but they are old. They have a great mesh, though. I think they just need to start adding some young guys into that rotation and into their team. Get some of the young guys that are behind the starter some innings. Once they do that, I think the Twins could be able to finish first. I think it's going to be a tight race between the White Sox and the Twins this year. But I think the White Sox will finish ahead. And the Twins will finish second. Like I just said, I think the White Sox are going to win the American League Central this year. Because they have 3 great starters. They have Dallas Keuchel. Yes, I know that he has had struggles, but he can still pitch. He's still a good pitcher in this league. They have a young star, emerging star, Lucas Giolito. He is the future of pitching, in my opinion. He is going to be a great pitcher. He had a no-hitter last year, and I believe it was a no-hitter. It may have been a perfect game. I don't fully remember. I just know he had one of those two. That is amazing. Then they also traded and got Lance Lynn. He is in his prime right now. From the Rangers, that's where they got him from. And then they have Dylan Crease. I don't know how to say his name fully right. Correct me in the comments. He's young too. It's all about, like what I'm saying, what the Twins got to do. Put some of those young guys so they get the experience. Because right now, Dallas Keuchel is teaching Lucas Giolito a lot. And so now they have Lance Lynn in there too. He's going to help both of those two out. It takes the pressure off of Giolito to be that ace. But he still has to be the ace, but he doesn't have so much pressure, and their bullpen is kind of young. They have Garrett Crochet. He's 22 years old. He's going to be someone to reckon with for relievers in the league in the future. And that's just their pitching. With their batting, they have Tim Anderson. They have Luis Robert. They have Jose Abreu, MVP from last year. They have Johan Moncada. They have Yasmani Grandal. They have Adam Eaton too, a great veteran. They have a great mesh between veterans and young stars. They have that great mesh, and that's something you don't get a lot of this anymore. It's a young team or it's an old team, and the White Sox are right in the middle. They are leaning towards more of a young, but they have the perfect amount of veterans and the right veterans to help their team have that veteran leadership. And I think that they may be a team in the AL to reckon with again, just like last year. Like I said, it's going to be a great race between the Twins and the White Sox this year. But I don't think that the White Sox are at the point where they can compete to get the World Series. But I do think they will make a series or two in the playoffs, but they won't make it to the World Series, in my opinion. So that is my prediction for the American League Central. I'll go through it one more time. 5, we have the Detroit Tigers. 4, we have the Cleveland Indians. 3, we have the Kansas City Royals. 2, we have the Minnesota Twins. And winning the division is the Chicago White Sox. Let me know in the comments what your guys' prediction is. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Check out my Instagram and Twitter. Till next time, see ya!